Partial variation. Partial variation is a subtopic under formula and variation in Form 3 that is normally tested in our Paper 2 mathematics examination. So we have a question before us that we want to navigate through. So the question reads, a quantity P is partially constant and partially varies as the square of Q. When Q is 2, P is 40, and when Q is 3, P is 65. Determine the value of P when Q is 4. Determine the value of P when Q is 4. I want us to know that when we are talking about partial variation, here we introduce two constants. Now let's have the solution. We are going to see how we'll work through these constants. Now, P, a quantity P varies partly, is partly constant, let's say as the first constant is M, and partly varies as another constant K. We have Q squared. So we can remove this sign by saying P is equals to M plus KQ squared. Now, we need to solve to find the values for P and K in this equation. We have been given the following information, which is going to help us find the value for M and P respectively. So let us insert this information into this equation. When Q is 2, in fact, P is 40. Now 40 is equals to M, which we do not have, plus what is the square of 2? The square of 2 is 4. So this is 4K. This is our first equation. The second one, when P is 65, we do not have M, plus we have Q, which is in fact 3. The square of 3 is now going to be 9K. This is our second equation. We can decide to find the value for M. We can decide to use elimination to find the value for K. Let us use elimination and say that we want to subtract this and say 4K minus 9K. This one is going to give us negative 5K. Automatically M minus M is 0, and then we have got 40 minus 65. This one is negative 25. We divide both sides by negative 5 by negative 5. So our K is in fact 5. We can now go ahead and find the value for M by substituting K in equation 1, by substituting 5 for K in equation 1 to find M. How are we going to do that? We say 40 is equals to M plus 4. Now our K is 5 times 5, which is 20. Now 40 minus, this is 20, remember, minus 20 will give us M. Now our M is in fact 20. Our M is 20. Now that we have our M, we can easily go to the last part of this equation that reads, determine the value of P when Q is 4. We go back to the equation we formed, which is P is equals to M plus KQ squared. We already have our M and our K. We also have our Q. So we insert the information, we substitute the information we have in this equation by saying P is equals to M, which is 20, plus K, which is in fact 5, times our q is in fact now q squared. We have q as 4. The square of 4 is 16. The square of 4 is 16. We proceed by saying P is equals to 20 plus 5 times 16. This one will give us 80. So we are almost done. The question is determine the value of P when Q is 4. And we already have our M and K, the two constants. We also have Q. Now, our P is going to be 20 plus 80, which is 100. Now our P is 100. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and share. Share to as many of your friends as possible. Thank you so much.